Okay guys, so this is the part. We're gonna work on this, gotta get it cleaned up, take it apart, and see what the damage is. This thing's kind of packed with grease, as you can expect, so what we need to do is we need to get all this grease out because, you know, taking it apart with all the grease in there is gonna be annoying. There's some sort of a rubber seal on the outside of that, and I think that's just some sort of a hydraulic seal. So right now I'm just kind of digging out all of that grease that's kind of packed into these bolt holes. You can see on the bottom it's pretty smashed up. So I'm kind of thinking, you know, we need to check the damage here, see what it is, and see if we can kind of repair it. Here we've got the hydraulic lines. These guys here, I wasn't sure how tight they were in, but it was pretty easy to get them out. I thought maybe there was going to be some fluid, hydraulic fluid kind of trapped in there. But you can see there was pretty much nothing. So I know when I put these back together, you know, maybe they have to have a certain torque. I'm not too sure. Have to check the manual. Okay, so you can kind of see that there's this kind of inner bushing that the cylinder rides in, and that's kind of bolted in. It's got kind of interesting screw on one side and then a kind of a hex key on the other. So kind of got like a hex key socket, and these came out pretty good. There wasn't a lot of force required on these. You know, at this point, I'm thinking, you know, it's going pretty good. This thing's coming apart, and there's a good chance we might be able to repair this. Let's speed things up. Let's use the old drill. I suppose technically this is a impact gun. Now I did buy a new impact gun, so I haven't shown you guys that, but it's definitely the big bad boy that DeWalt's got. I would say like just a step down from their biggest, kind of more obnoxious one, but yeah, it's pretty intense. So I use the drill here mainly for speed. As you can see, I'd already broken them loose. And that's that funky nut that's in there. So this thing must just kind of push out, pull out. No. All right, time to get the bad boy out. Oh. Not so sure about jamming it in on the edge, you know what happens there. Yeah, that thing's stuck in there. Time to move to plan B. Oh, we got a hammer. All right, so now we can get in there and pry this bad boy out a bit. You know, I'm gonna make sure that I'm not doing any damage with this. You know, I think a lot of people, when they get into these kinds of activities, they end up marring things up and causing damage. So what I do is I make sure I'm very delicate with the forces, and I'm also watching, you know, what the effect of the tool is on the material. So. You know, here I work with some of the trim tools that I got in a trim kit, and I thought, okay, well, this might be a better way now at this point. Oh, that didn't work, just snapped in half. Back to the old screwdriver. All right, there we go. That's how it comes apart. Okay, so you can see there's two pieces in there, and I don't know if you can see that crack. So there's like a bushing on the inside that has holes in it that the hydraulic fluid will actually pass through. That thing's actually cracked all the way through. So this is very surprising. Some of the channels here around those brown seals are actually smashed, and so I don't know if you guys are able to see that, but man, that crack on the inner bushing is something else. Okay, let's get the other side out. Suppose a few 2x4s could have been useful here, but it's coming. Okay, so wow, I'm not so sure about this. Look at that, it is cracked all the way through, and one of the areas there is where the hydraulic fluid comes out from one of the hoses for some of the hydraulic action. You know, again, we see the same on those brown seals. The channel that the seal is in has some damage. So, you know, this is starting to look like a very difficult, tedious repair. It's not impossible, but time is money. Okay, here's a closer look. As you can see, that crack runs all the way through this bushing that those inner sleeves ride in. And they don't ride, they're actually just, you know, physically sitting in that spot and transferring the hydraulic fluid. So you can see how that goes. You know, this part here I thought would have been okay. Maybe we could, you know, mill it off at a certain level and then weld on a new plate onto the cast iron, and then, you know, end mill that down. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look at the Bobcat parts service, see if they got those bad boys in stock, how quick they can get us, because this is pretty crazy to do this at this point. I think we'll still do it. We're going to have the part, but you know what? Let's see how Bobcat runs with the parts. I've heard that Cat is the way to go because they always have every part in stock for every unit. So I think other people have caught up to that. So let's take a look. I'll let you guys know how Bobcat responds and hooks us up. Talk to you later.